Welcome to Two Guys, Two Questions, a chaotic, unscripted podcast.
Yeah, surprise questions with no prep.
I'm Ryan Keaton, a real estate guy who's happiest with an ocean view.
And I'm Jarrod Greer, a retro toy fanatic / loather who may or may not have a Batman cape within arm's reach right now.
You definitely do.
You don't know that.
From alligators to vibrators, superheroes to existential crisis, we cover it all.
Plus, every month we'll bring in a mystery guest and try to keep things extra unpredictable.
So if you like spontaneous conversations, French bulldogs stealing the show, and two guys who think they're funnier than they probably are, then you're in the right place.
Yep. Well, enough of this. Let's do this. Two Guys, Two Questions starts now. I'm going to start this episode with a fucking story.
Okay, cool.
Because I learned it last night, and it, to me, it's just a perfect hustle story. So I had... Not my uncle, it's my dad's uncle. His name was Billy. Anyway, my grandfather's brother. Evidently, let's say Billy was a really accomplished petty thief and or breaking and enter, whatever. He was a two-bit criminal, let's say.
Yeah.
He was a shit show. So anyway, as you know, my grandmother died recently. I got all the, my dad ended up, the oldest person in the family, so he kind of got all of the family papers and scrapbook and all that bullshit. And I don't know if my dad's convinced he's going to die or what, but anyway, he just brought all that shit 2 days ago and left it at my warehouse and said, I'll save you the trouble of going through it in a few years. Just fucking deal with it. I don't want it around the house anyway.
Now it's your problem.
Now it's your fucking problem. So anyway, last night I'm sitting at my kitchen table reading through stuff, and Billy, at the age of 11, was arrested for breaking and entering. There was a newspaper article about that. But the kicker of the whole fucking thing, this is hustle to the max. So he's sitting in jail in Texas. And this is I'm going to say it's 1955. Let's say, something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look at the paper. In the 50s. He's sitting in jail in Texas for some stupid scheme. Anyway, some stupid scheme, or Lord knows what he's in jail for. Fuck, I don't know. Wasn't anything big, evidently. But, so he's concocted that when I get out of here, I got no money, I got nothing, I can't get back home. So he hears through the grapevine that a woman here has been murdered. So he calls the warden of the jail he's in, and he said, you know I killed that woman up in Kentucky, don't you? And he said, what? This is the 50s, mind you. They don't have great record dragging or whatever. Anyway, so they extradited his ass back to Carter County on the Kentucky's dime, I guess, because he's a wanted murderer now. Then he gets up here and he says, oh, fuck, I just kidding. I just needed a ride home. I'd rather be in jail in Carter County, than in Texas. So he had to then I guess, I don't know, but anyway, there's a newspaper article in the scrapbook that's lie detector test proves that he's innocent. So he gets back here and has to say, oh, no shit, guys, really, I didn't fucking do it.
So that because what immediately flashes to my head is Jarrod at Marines number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, guys.
Yeah. Look, guys, just bullshitting. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly kind of what it was, really, if I think about it that way. But I think they finally figured out that he couldn't have done it because he was in jail for something stupid when it happened. God. And I just thought, this is fucking great.
So the whole thing started with an article that 14-year-old, 11-year-old.
Yeah. There's all these fucking newspaper articles where Billy was in trouble. I guess my grandma or maybe my great-grandmother kept all the newspaper articles when he got in trouble. And reading all that shit that it's in my grandmother's scrapbook is the who's who of who in my family was in trouble for something. Because it's all these fucking newspaper articles. Every time one of our names appeared in the newspaper, my grandmother cut it out and put it in a scrapbook. Good or bad.
That's the funny part is that normally you find those things and it's like your first pair of tennis shoes.
Yeah, nope.
First chewing gum they blew a pop with.
Good or bad, my boy was in the newspaper. Made it to big time. Yeah, made the big time. Anyway, so I called my dad at 11:30 last night and said, what the fuck is this all about? And he explained the whole story to me, but it was, man, I think this guy's got You got to have balls to admit to murder to get to hitch a ride back to
take
Kentucky.
that, just take that gamble that you can get out of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and the funniest part though to me on that is also the lie detector test.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They gave him a fucking lie detector.
What was the lie detector? What did that look like in the 50s?
I don't know, man.
Look me in the eyes.
Yeah. 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 You're not stepping on a tack or anything, are you? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how advanced polygraphs were back in the day. I guess at one time our criminal justice system depended on polygraphs a lot. Yeah. I don't believe it does now.
I don't think they're admissible any longer.
I don't think they're admissible in court at all, but I think they use them still as a scare tactic for people.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a polygraph. Be sure you're not fucking lying.
I think a lot of times they'll do it too to move off of somebody, like a family member or some shit like that. Let's do a poly.
Let's clear them.
And just move on, find the next topic.
A girl that used to work for me, and this girl is, I mean, she's obsessive compulsive in the best kind of way. I mean, she's who you want if you want a forensic pathologist doing work for you. Anyway, she has a degree and all that shit, and she was working in my back room cleaning toys for a while because she couldn't get a good job in her field, and she was, to her credit, she was holding out for what she wanted or whatever, and she was having fun working for me. But I told her every day she worked there, she needed to get a big girl job, go get your real job. Anyway, she applied for a job with state police one time, and they scared her so bad in the interview process, telling her that now you're going to have to pass polygraph for this or whatever, that she admitted to smoking pot. And with smoking pot within the last year, that was the question. Have you smoked pot within the last year? And she said, no. And they said, well, you're going to have to take a polygraph on that. And they scared her so bad that she said, fuck, I did. And that disqualified her from the job. Which, on that note, I'll tell you, I got a ticket the other day.
Really?
Speeding ticket, which is neither here nor there. I'm almost 50 at this point in my life, and I don't let shit like that bother me too bad. I'm going to speed, I'm going to get a ticket, and I'll pay the fucking thing, whatever. Anyway,
you knew you earned it.
Yeah. The 17-year-old cop, or the 14-year-old state policeman approached my window. I handed him my ID, and he said, oh, are you still at this address? Casual conversation, and this is where your right to shut the fuck up comes in handy. Casual conversation. No, I moved. Here's my real address, my good address, whatever. It's you moved? How long ago? How long you been at the new place? Yeah, whatever. Oh, I've been there, about 6 months or whatever. I don't know what I told him. I don't even remember. Yeah. I've been there a while. Yep. Motherfucker wrote me a ticket for failing to change my address. And because of that, it's not a payable ticket anymore. I have to go get my address updated and appear in court in Round County.
With the new license.
Yes, in Round County. And I thought, man, there is no fucking reward for being honest with these motherfuckers anymore. I mean, I ain't trying to fucking bullshit you or nothing.
Yeah.
I from now on, forever, I'll just lie or shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just move.
Congratulations. You just made a criminal out of me.
Something like that. Seems like that could have been a warning.
Yeah. Get your fucking address updated.
Yeah.
I was like, what a dick.
What is the fine for not updating the license?
I don't know what the fine is. I just have to appear in court. That's what the thing is. I mean, the speeding would have been probably a $300 fucking speeding ticket or something. I don't know. I was doing like 85 and a 70 or some shit like that. Not
on the interstate.
Yeah, on the, and also they used to give you like 10 or 15 mile an hour.
Yeah.
That said, I passed one doing over 100 today, and he didn't pull me over.
And there's no method to the madness.
So I guess I didn't learn anything. Fuck. All right, well, tell me something good. What's going on?
Tell you that one of the things that I've been doing, I know we've talked a lot about trying to be more present, trying to enjoy the current day and stuff like that. So I've been trying to take that to heart throughout the summer. So it got a little depressing last night, and a little bit, because we've been we got TV and different things like that out on the patio. So we've been spending a lot of time out there watching TV, doing all that. Well, last night got a little chilly. Just wasn't cold, but it was just a little bit of a snap of cold. So we pulled out a propane little heater top, for patio, but it just kind of bummed me out because I hate cold weather.
See,
everything inside of me.
I hate cold weather, but you're not fat enough to appreciate fall.
Yeah.
I love fall. I love spring. I don't like summer. Don't like winter. I love the weather right now. 75 degrees and 75 to 80 and breezy. I love that shit. I'm so thankful, especially in my warehouse with no fucking air conditioning.
Well, it'll be a little tough. But that's what I said. I'm not working in a factory,
Yeah.
so I mean, somebody like that's probably enjoying, what we've got going on. But I think for me, it was just kind of a bummer that, because like I said, I hate.
So you don't like football weather, like tailgating and shit, or whatever? I mean, I'm not into football. I don't tailgate. That seems dumb to me.
Yeah.
But no offense to the tailgaters out there. But, I can see that being somewhat enjoyable. I did appreciate the other morning. I got up Saturday morning and went to an estate sale. And it was cool enough outside that I wanted to drive through and get a cup of coffee.
Oh, okay.
And just go for, morning drive out to a fucking estate sale. And that was a good time. I don't know. Felt right.
What's interesting, because I mean, everybody's built different. Everybody likes what they like. And I would say that you probably polled 90, whatever amount of people. Most people are going to say, in our area, they like the spring, they like the fall.
Yeah.
But for me, summer to me is everything.
Yeah, that's why I like Southern California. It's like fucking 85 degrees year round.
Year round, yeah.
Yeah, and sunny and pretty, and not too humid.
I loved San Diego whenever I was out there because it was that's what it was. Was that that temperature all the time.
Fuck it. I will tell you this.
I do get it though.
Yeah. Side note: I have tried for 13 years or 14 or however fucking long it's been to not have a public facing opinion, and as far as the business goes. Yep. Like my business has no opinion. We're not right. We're not left. We're fucking whoever's got money. There I'm at. And I don't know if that's the right or wrong way to run a business. I guess there's some dispute that if you don't say what you think with your business and every platform you have, that makes you an asshole. But I'd rather not. You know what? My business is funny books, and that's kind of the thing where, super right wing, super left wing, super idiots, plumbers, brain surgeons, everybody can get together over Spider-Man,
But to me, I get it, and I think one of the things that I've tried, because I agree with you 100%, you're not going to see any political stuff, any of that kind of thing on my, any Facebooks or any social that I have. But I also am the type of person that even if somebody believes 100% opposite of me, but they're still a good dude or a good lady, I don't care. Let's just not talk about those things. We can have differences, and I still think they're a good human being. But I understand the challenge of putting that stuff out there is that it attracts the people that can't do that.
Most importantly, we did that. That was 12 minutes worth of streaming on that page, and not a single motherfucker texted me and said, "Hey,
good stuff.
Good stuff. What are you doing?" Well, because for the record, on my screen right here, I have two buttons. One says stream, one says record. I usually just hit record and we record. Ryan just took a phone call and totally dadded some fucking poor sales guy. It was awesome. He played the whole, I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed. You did it pretty well. It's like, you fucked me. I did not enjoy it, but here we are.
Yeah,
quit fucking me.
The lady I was talking to she's probably the 12th person I've talked to, and she's the one to actually somewhat get something accomplished.
Yeah.
But yeah, the funny thing is that as I was going up, to blast the company that has done this miserableness, they every time I'd get to a service manager, get something, they would start talking. I was like, I want the highest level manager that I can speak to at this point.
Yeah.
This was after a week and a half, right? So I tried to play their game.
It's like buying a car, bro.
Yeah. And everybody kept telling me, I'm as high as it goes. I'm the top of the food chain. I'm like, really? As you're the service manager, but you're over the entire service department. Mm-hmm. Finally got to this lady, which is a corporate manager, that goes, no, that's not quite how it works. I am this is where it stops, and we got manager, or I report basically directly to the owners and the board.
So when can you do laundry? That's the key question.
Tuesday is let's see. This will be the fourth time that I've been told a date that I could do laundry, and they've not delivered. You need me to do your laundry? I might have to.
So you bring that shit over. That's something that You know, I never. Here, this is very weird. Oh gosh, this is gonna come out weird. For 20 years, I was married. My wife did all the laundry. Like she just did. Laundry just magically appeared in my closet and in my drawers, and you know, socks were just
I've
there.
got that magic laundry fairy at my house
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now. It's fantastic.
Yeah. In the end, you know, we're divorced. I move out on my own, and I actually kind of developed some satisfaction out of doing laundry.
Okay.
But Jackson, my son, really enjoys doing laundry. Like he says, it's the most satisfying thing ever.
That's wild.
And Jackson would rather do laundry than eat, I think. I mean, he just
he enjoys it that much.
He just really enjoys it. But it's part of his business, so I guess it works. You know, he goes to thrift stores and buys shit, and then it's usually, even if it's clean, you got to launder the shit before you can sell it. You know.
Now that, I guess now makes a little bit more sense because he's probably fairly particular about it because you don't want to wash it in such a way that it would degrade or any of the artwork or you know the
and
t-shirt.
he's got really good at like getting out stains and shit that most people, every shirt I own has a stain on it because I don't give a fuck. But Jackson is really good at getting out stains and stuff, and I guess that is satisfying. If you take a shirt that's got a big shit stain on the front of it,
then most people would think, well, that's over, that one's done.
Yeah, and you save it and you make $300 on it. That's pretty satisfying, I guess. So, Anyway, he's I call him the laundry fairy at his house. But anyway, so they fucked you on a washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. How's the washer and the dryer go bad at the same time?
Well, it's one unit. I got one of the I got the one unit that's all
almost
self-contained.
bought one of those,
and we loved it. You know, to start with, and then it kind of started having a slow time. It went from 4 hours to 3-4 hours to wash a full load from put it in till it's dry. Then it became 6, and then it was 12 hours, and now we're at the point to where it won't even drain, so it won't do anything.
What brand is it?
Samsung, I think.
Yeah, I need to buy. I wanted to buy one of those, but I'm afraid of Samsung because I had a Samsung go bad one time. Although, really like my Samsung TV. They should stick to fucking phones and TVs.
Pick a lane.
Yeah.
Pick a lane.
Stay in your damn lane.
And the service guy told us that, you know, this is a fairly common issue with this particular model, and they've known it. So I guess apparently the way it dries is it's actually like a dehumidifier in a sense, essentially, is what it is. And it basically takes that moisture. It sounds pretty ingenious what they've done, but apparently there was a lot of engineering flaws that they're having to go back and reinstall parts.
It's pretty early for those, really, if you think about it. I mean, I guess they've been on the market for a couple years, but not many of them. By the way, I just I made a post on my business page that said, "Hope y'all enjoyed us hitting the wrong button." I have too many Facebook pages. And I signed it me because they all know I'm a fuck up. Yep. Anyway, somebody says, just be sure to get your damn license updated before the con. Anyway, maybe that's what this podcast needs is a live chat.
Yes. Yeah, that would be cool.
We could just stream this some bitch and live chat it up.
But, answer questions as we go.
Yeah, take them on the fly. You said stay in your lane. So I have a question regarding that. I don't think we've ever talked about this, and as a recurring theme, I can't remember what we ever fucking talked about. Okay, so we said a couple weeks ago that I've always considered you just a hustler. You know, you're just out there beating the fucking bushes for business, and you're relentless, which you just were disappointed with Samsung on the phone there. So that shows me how relentlessly you have pursued them fixing your shit. But so you're a relentless real estate agent right now, but do you have a side hustle?
I do not.
And if you did, what would it be? What's your absolute side hustle? And I ain't saying you can't bullshit out of this and say, well, you know, it'd be rental properties.
Yeah.
No. What's your side hustle? What are you doing to make $30 next week cash for your pocket?
That is, in all honesty, that's one of the things right now that consumes my mind all the time of trying to think of a different way to create some additional revenue that will basically find something I can put my money out there to work. Yeah. Not necessarily me working.
But no, because, I mean, I guess that.
But I can't.
But I think a side hustle traditionally is something that most people that have a 9-to-5 job or whatever do their 9-to-5 job, but then they have something a little thing that they're chasing on the side.
And that's what I said.
Whatever.
So and I can answer this question that's going to not give you an answer, but it is the absolute truth.
Okay.
Is I don't like putting effort into things that is going to make me $3.
Yeah, but sometimes those are the sweet $3.
But to me, they're not.
Okay.
It is, to me, it becomes good, bad, or indifferent. The way I think about things is my time worth that? And if I'm going to put an hour into something, I have $1 in my head of what I think my time is worth to make that during that hour, or I would rather spend that in something, because any time I'm doing something that's work related or research or whatever, I'm pulling time away from stuff that I may enjoy more, which is going to be more time with my family. It may be out on the boat or any of those kind of things. So that's kind of how I think about my time.
Yeah.
And therefore I struggle to get excited about something that I'm going to make a couple bucks off of, or $25. To me, I don't get excited over that. I'm not saying that's right in any stretch of the imagination. That's maybe a bad way of thinking about it. But if I'm going to have to put an hour of time into something to make 10 or 15, to me, that was a bad hour spent at this point of where I'm at, and what I value. There'd be times whenever, hell, I'll work 3 hours to make $15 because that's what I had to do. But, to me, I'm really struggling on what that additional thing is.
So you don't think that if you walked out here in my driveway and bought a lawnmower off somebody for $5 and drove down the road and got 15 for it, that would make you happy? You'd think I just wasted 15 minutes.
If it took me 15 minutes, like if I literally is all I'm doing, but the reality is that's not it. It's I got to take a picture. I got to put this on Facebook Marketplace, or I got to go find somebody or something like that. Well, shit, that's a lot. Work. Then I got to also deal with all the people. All right, would you take a payment plan on that $15?
That's awful.
I'll give you $5 for the next 3 weeks.
I can really relate to this. Gary Vee on a podcast one time said that he bought a baseball card at a show for $300 and sold it 20 minutes later for $350, and he said that was more enjoyment for me than buying and selling the Jets. Yeah.
I guess, and that's the things I don't necessarily have that much knowledge about a particular thing to where now. Would I get excitement out of that? Like if I'm roaming around and I have the knowledge in my head, or I have something I'm like, ooh, that's a $25 comic book. They want 50 cents? Hell yeah. I'll sell it to Jarrod for 20. He can still make 5, and I've made 15. Everybody wins. Yeah. That I'd be happy about.
I'll give you 10.
But I don't,
You double up.
And I'd fucking keep it and put it on Marketplace.
We're good. I don't know. I believe that my life is one big side hustle, but also I'm fucked up. I get mad at a lot of people over their side hustle. It's like, I don't know, people that are buying, maybe if they're in my lane or whatever, I see guys on Facebook or whatever saying, I'm buying comic collections, and they've got $250 to their name to try to rob somebody of something good or whatever. And that pisses me off, and I don't know why. Because they're just out there trying to hustle for themselves. That's what we're all doing. But I want to say, I don't know. Sometimes I get really annoyed at people flipping things. Anyway, I guess.
As you just supplied the whole tri-state of flippers.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. There was a dude literally set up across the street from my new building in a fucking tent selling NASCAR shit that he bought at my warehouse sale yesterday. It's already walked into the stores. Both stores have already had to decline stuff that we bought, that we sold at the warehouse.
Trying to sell it back to you.
Trying to sell it back to us.
More than what they
Yeah, I know. I think they didn't make the connection that the stores, they went to the warehouse and bought it. I think they didn't understand whose warehouse it was or whatever. So they think, well, the Inner Geek buys stuff, we'll take it to them. So they thought they could flip it and make money. And one kid came in and said, oh, yeah, we found this stuff in his grandma's attic. And I was like, I wrote that price tag. It's like, no, you didn't find that in the attic. But I don't know. So you have zero interest in side hustle. You don't buy, sell, flip stocks, anything like that? You don't?
Now, well, I will tell you that I am which is one of the things I've been thinking about researching and getting to know a little bit more. I'm interested in potentially doing some day trading.
Yeah, I sort of say you didn't play Robin Hood through the COVID crisis?
No, didn't do any of that. Yeah, because COVID was real weird for a real estate agent in Kentucky. Now, every single state had its own challenges of what they had to go through.
Yeah. Why was it weirder in Kentucky?
It wasn't weird. We were very blessed. So what happened in Kentucky was that business shut down for about 3 weeks. And then Bashir, essentially, from my understanding, made us essential workers. Okay. So therefore, we were able to go almost immediately right back out. And then it coincided with, like I said, everybody's going through COVID. So what happened was you had all these people that suddenly now could work from home. And you had people reevaluating what was important to them in their life. So we had this huge influx of people coming from all around the U.S. into Kentucky to buy these farms, to buy rural housing. They could get just more house than what they could get elsewhere, and then they could work from home. So it was funny. The number one question I always got asked, which to me was always comical, was, what's the utilities? Well, you're buying a $300,000 house. If utilities is going to trip you up, I don't know about that. And two, utilities is something that's very relative to how you live.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. One of the guys that works for me, his electric bill runs $110 to $130. And I know this because the other day I got a notification on my phone, and it said, just letting you know your payment cleared for American Electric Power or whatever for the month of August. My electric bill was $811. And I said, $811? And he said, what's $811? It's my fucking electric bill. I have no idea why my electric bill was $800 a month. But I happened to look after I saw it. It's always, let's say, $600 to $800 a month. And this house isn't that big. So I don't understand it. Other than, I guess I'm heating fish tanks and reptile cages.
So you have a lot of stuff in here pulling.
And I like my air conditioning set at about 68.
So that's the reason, and that takes me right to the reason that I tell people that utilities likely can be some of the most useless information that I give you. So I always challenge people, or at least not challenge. I was trying to make sure they understand that if I tell you $400, and these people may love it in their house at 75, and if you're a 68 person, guess what? That is the most useless information. If you've banked on $400 electric bills, that's not what's coming.
I was getting ready to ask, was the real estate market good through COVID? But I know the fucking answer to that. It was incredible.
It was absolutely stupid.
My dad sold his farm, and he called me one day and said, I'm selling the farm. And I thought, why? He said, because they just paid me a ridiculous amount of money for it. And then he told me the other day, he said, I think I sold the farm too cheap. Okay.
They give you a ridiculous number, but it's still too cheap.
It's still too cheap, I guess, because land values are crazy, I guess. Anyway.
So, but day trading, I guess, that is something I have been considering to try to get a little bit more educated and have that as an opportunity to...
You going to do stocks or crypto?
Or stocks. Because I don't want to have to learn two things. I don't want to have to learn how to day trade. And, the good thing is I have a finance degree, so I probably have I have a baseline. I just need to learn a little bit more about the triggers and those kind of things. But
so I'm told that you can buy Bitcoin at any point in history, wait 4 years, and have more than doubled your money. At any point. And I don't know if that's still, I think it's still true today, but I don't know. Could you buy it today at $120,000 or whatever the fuck it is and double up within 4 years? I don't know.
See that at some point, some of that shit's got to bust. I mean, right? I mean, there has.
I mean,
been
it has definitely taken big swings, and that's why they say you have to wait 4 years. Because man, I bought it. I bought one time at 60, sold it like. It fell like hell. I sold it, fell some more. I bought it back, and then it ended up going crazy. I've made really good money on Bitcoin a few times, but I've also lost really good money a few times because I'm a horrible day trader, or a horrible trader as a whole. I can't just let it sit. I watch it every day. It's a fucking video game to me.
But to me, that's what day
that I know
trading is,
nothing.
right? But
Yeah, it's a video game, but I know nothing about.
Yes.
It's like when you play. It's like when you play Mortal Kombat and you just hit all the fucking buttons. That's what I do to day trade.
Power up.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you do that?
I can hit them real fast. Come over here, or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I don't know. So you're gonna day trade. That's your side hustle. Have you got a question though?
Yeah, so...
And don't make this some stupid fucking wrestling question again. You're pissing me off with these.
I've had one wrestling question.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
But...
It's always some situation. Like...
It is going to be another situation.
Oh, my God.
Just because I've also learned that it fucking drives you nuts. So
it makes me crazy. It makes me crazy. Okay, shoot.
So I need you to lean into it a little bit more and it'll change.
Okay.
But... you know we have a blood moon coming up, right?
I don't even know what the fuck a blood moon is.
So basically we're going to have a lunar eclipse, red moon.
Okay, so we're going to get a red ring around the moon?
Basically the whole moon will be red.
Oh,
it's full lunar eclipse, I guess is what it would be.
No, lunar eclipse where the moon fucking disappears, right?
Yeah, so it's a red version of that.
Oh, okay.
Well, that means a blood moon.
Oh, right, whatever.
Yeah.
Blood moon. Vampires.
Vampires, yeah, no, they would be good too. But no, so my theory, this only happens about every 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
So my thought is that the reason this is happening is because Jarrod has a secret that only the dogs know.
Oh no! Listen. No, I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
So my theory is that you have a secret that only the dogs know. And it's making them anxious.
Okay.
So they're emitting this anxious pheromone out there. Well, now it's started fucking with the sky. So my thought is you can make this as ludicrous as you want to be. So it could be that showing the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's rattled. That can be as ludicrous as you wear thongs for underwear and wife beaters, or it could be that's your big secret, or it could be the fact that you and the dogs are Martians, and that's Mars basically just saying, hey, we appreciate what you're doing on Earth down there, and that's kind of their, you look up, it's my home peeps up there.
Yeah.
What is the secret you're hiding?
Oh, listen, my dogs know all the secrets.
I know.
Listen, dude, I'm just going to tell you the truth, man. Franklin has saved my life. Yeah. I'm sure we've talked about this before, but like getting Franklin at the right time in my life. I mean, I talk to that dog more than I've talked about anybody in the world. You know,
they're always great because they, it's also not going anywhere.
Yeah, that shit ain't going nowhere. But there is, gosh, I don't know what secret the dogs would want to tell bad enough to fuck up the moon. But they know all the secrets. It doesn't matter. And so no real secrets to reveal here on a podcast or anything. But, I'm just saying if I did hypothetically, wear thong underwear, the dogs would know it. I don't know what top secret thing the dogs could know that I could tell you is the kicker. Or that I could tell the podcast world without, can I plead the fifth on this question? Really, I don't know if I can answer this question without implicating myself.
I know. I love the choice of words that you could tell me. The empowering letter there is would
tell. Yeah.
You have the ability. It's just whether you are willing. So you can make up one, man. Whatever you feel like. I thought maybe another option was the fact that this is the point whenever you make a major transformation. So you transform and metamorphose into a better, newer you every time there's a red moon.
I mean, I guess that could be, but it's probably not true. I think I'm definitely, for the last 10 years, I've probably been in a downward spiral that hasn't, overarching, I've had peaks and valleys.
Pull up the nose!
Yeah. If you look at the graph of Jarrod's mental state or whatever, I think there are definitely peaks and valleys over the last 10 years, but the overall curve is downhill. It's not any better. I definitely peaked emotionally and professionally somewhere about 42 years old or so. It's all been fucking downhill since then. Since COVID, I'm just, I guess it's no secret to anybody that's around me a lot. I'm just fucking batshit crazy. I mean, I do the dumbest shit ever, and then wake up the next morning mad at myself because I did it.
Like the amount of boxes that were on your porch.
Oh my God. I got home this afternoon, pulled in my driveway, and my whole fucking front porch was stacked full of boxes. What's there now that you saw is just what I didn't already carry in, because I've already carried in 3/4 of them.
I kind of felt that may be the case as I was standing there waiting for you to open the door. Once I looked at the garbage, and then you open the door, and then there's boxes sitting inside the living room. I think my thought did go, okay, this must have been obscene not too long ago.
3 o'clock in the morning, Jarrod, or really anytime after 1 a.m., Jarrod, if I'm awake, there's nobody to talk to, I'm on the internet shopping. This is just what I do. And like I noticed today, because I had to put it on my calendar the other night, I sat down and ordered some coral for the fish tank from one of these online places that has cool stuff. And that was going to be delivered September 10th. So that's next Wednesday. Actually, this is podcast time, so who the fuck knows when. Anyway, it was going to be September 10th when it was going to be delivered. So I thought, well, I'm going to have to be home for that, so I might as well order some other shit to be delivered that day. So I ended up ordering coral from 3 different places, and then some things for the other fish tank and some snakes, all to be delivered September 10th. But then I ordered a bunch of supplies and random ass shit that come anytime, and they all happen to show up today. I don't know how or why that happens. I don't take Ambien. I've heard people talk about Ambien shopping. Maybe I should take Ambien, but a pretty good friend of mine who, let's just say, let his mental illness win in the worst way possible, took Ambien to sleep every night, and he told me one time that I should get on it, but he said, don't take it unless you're sitting on the edge of your bed with your shoes off, ready to lay down. Because if you're like up functioning or whatever and you take Ambien, it just makes you do stupid shit.
Because it turns off the brain, but not necessarily.
And you don't really remember even. Like he said he woke up one time with sand all over his fucking shoes in his bed, fully clothed. And he had got up and went out on the beach, and somebody showed him pictures, said, man, you were a lot of fun last night or whatever. And I guess he was out on the beach fucking just fucking off and fully clothed in the ocean and, just everything. But I don't do that, but I do get bored. And that's, I think shopping or internet browsing probably is how I cure that a lot of times.
We know why though, right?
No.
It's triggering the pleasure centers of the brain.
Endorphin hit,
Yeah, I mean, it's just basically your...
I guess. I like buying shit. Speaking of liking buying shit, I have a new side quest. I told you I went to an estate sale the other day. I bought a violin at this estate sale. Now, mind you, I know nothing about violins except that they're either garbage or they're really expensive.
Yep.
I don't know how to tell the difference. This violin at this estate sale was $80. Was the price tag they had on it. It's obviously old. And I look around in the house I'm standing in. I was like, these people had money. It's anyway, my now quest is to find out, did I get a good violin? And I want to have it restored. If it's a good violin, I want to have it restored and take it to auction. And I want to follow this year-long journey to get this fucking violin fixed. That's my new side quest, is fixing and auctioning a violin that I know absolutely nothing about. I gave $80 for it for the record. In a year or two, I'll tell you what we get out of it.
Yeah,
it will probably be $72. But, it'll be fun trying.
I tell you what might be cool to do with that, because a lot of times value of those kind of things...
subjective.
And it also depends on what you know about the history of it. So I would think
that's the problem, yeah.
That would be good research time, is trying to figure out, okay, let me look up the serial number, figure out where it came from, how old it is, and then, help that have the story with it.
Yeah, maybe. I could.
Especially if these people that you were at had money, who knows?
Do you know what the difference in a violin and a fiddle is?
The type of music?
Yeah.
It's basically.
I read a quote today that said the difference in a violin and a fiddle is if you want to make money, you have a violin. If you want to have fun, you have a fiddle. And I thought, that's fucking great. I love it. But yeah, somehow I always thought there was some minute difference in the two, but there is not. They are the same exact fucking instrument. And did you know you can go to Aldi and buy a fucking violin for like $30?
I did not. Yeah. Aldi has a violin.
Aldi has a violin section. Anyway, that's my newest side quest. But let's take this full circle. Back to I don't, like I said, I don't know what secret I could have that I could tell the dogs, but not that I could tell the dogs, but also tell you.
You can make something up.
Well, that's no fun. I mean, really. Is it? Is this fun? I mean, they know. No, that's no fun. They don't know anything fun. Like, there's not a part of my life that's secret and fun. They don't know that I go salsa dancing on Thursday nights or whatever.
Yeah, you're always rushing out the door whenever we leave, so I figure that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's salsa.
Yeah, yeah. It is Thursday. Yeah, shit. Yeah, I don't know. You always come up with questions that are like scenario built, and I don't have good on the fly answers for those.
I do think that one thing that we have 100% uncovered throughout this podcast and throughout our friendship is that if we were ever going to do anything in a situation where we need a creative, that's not you.
That's not me. I'm not creative.
I'll take that lane.
Yeah. I am not a creative.
You'll be the realist that basically brings it down.
I have a graphic designer that works for the convention who I've become dear friends with over the years. He's in Lexington, and I had to talk to him on the phone today because Katrina was trying to relay to him how we wanted something designed, and he sent some samples, and she's like, just change this one thing. Well, graphic designers don't like that. They don't like, number one, they don't like being told what looks good by someone who isn't creative. And lots of times they'll take that as, well, I'm better at this than you are or whatever.
Yep.
And
I feel like that would be a tough balance to be a creative in that situation because
if you write a song and you have some asshole that knows nothing about writing songs tell you this song sucks. You know.
So I'll take you back. There was I write.
Rubin.
You know, we talked about I write songs and I did some of this stuff. Well, there was an opportunity at one point to where I had 4 or 5 songs I thought were fairly decent, but who the fuck knows, right? I'd had some people telling me they were good that were in a position to know. Yeah. Not saying they didn't say need work or it's a big hit. They're just like, okay, you know, this is pretty good. This is why I like this. So I mean, I was somewhat knowledgeable, and somehow I made a connection to be able to get this to somebody that was in a pretty decent position in Nashville.
Yep.
That basically was a songwriter, was in a position to present these songs to artists and those kind of things. And I sent him, we talked and I was like, well, hey, can I send you a song? And he's like, well, have you ever been to a writing group? Like, with the guy that I wrote this song with, and they're like, no, have you ever come to Nashville for a writing group? And I'm like, well, no. And he was like, then the songs are shit. And I'm like, you haven't even looked at them. You haven't heard them. Yeah. You know, you don't know if they're, he's like, well, I don't care. He said, if you haven't been down here, you haven't put in the work, then those songs are no good.
Yeah.
And to me, that's an arrogant way to look at things.
It is.
In that particular situation. But I get understanding that I think it would almost kind of suck to be a graphic designer to have that mental, like, okay, I know how to put things together and all this kind of stuff. But the reality is, as the person that has ordered that work, what you want is what you fucking want.
Yeah.
And I get you may not like that change because you think you never put a black beside that. That always has to be charcoal gray or something to that effect. But I like the black.
Yeah.
Put the fucking black on there.
Yeah, and I run into problems a lot of times where an artist will send me a thing, and I'll say, oh, I really like that. Just, pulling this out of a hat. Just make her eyes blue. Okay, that's all you got to do. Change your fucking eyes, and it's done. Well, they'll change 71 things just to feel like...
Yeah, I did work.
Just to feel like they're still in control.
Yeah.
I was like, no, go back to the old one. Just make her fucking eyes blue or whatever. But anyway, I had to call my buddy today, and he... because there was literally just one little thing I wanted changed, and I needed to relay that it just needed to be that one little fucking thing. And we laughed, and I said, I'm no good at telling you what I want, but I'm really good at knowing what I don't like. Yeah. And he said, that's the one thing I know about you. And that's me. I'm not creative. Like I'm not creative enough to make it myself or whatever. And good Lord, I love creative people. I super envy creative people. But I do instantly know what I like and what I don't like. And I guess you're probably right. A lot of people are like that.
Yeah, because I would say that even me, I feel like I have the creative thing, and like I can get so frustrated whenever I have like the tools, or if I hire it out or something like that, and I explain, and you know me, I get in the weeds, very specific on every detail, and then it comes back, and I'm like, no, that's just not it. I said I wanted the eyes round. I don't want them oval.
Yeah. I bet the people that produce this podcast for us fucking hate you. And that's they want to talk to me one time because it's a lot easier to make that guy happy.
Which is funny because and it was only that first month or so. Yeah. There was a lot of that back and forth, and then finally I just kind of put it together, and I was like, this is kind of what I want in an ugly version, and then they made pretty much what I wanted. But, I think it is it's probably a layer of hell for both sides to be the person that's describing what I want in an artistic view and to be the artistic person that's listening to what you want and somehow getting those worlds to collide to where it makes sense for both sides. Of like, okay, well, here's what I can do. Oh, I love that. Because I think more times than not, it's exactly what you said. It's like, I love 90% of that, but I need 10% of that changed. And you're like, and they're on the other side going, fuck you. You're going to take your 10% changes is what makes it ugly in my head.
This is where, gosh damn, I hate to say it because it's, I don't know. I'm really conflicted about it. Actually, no, I'm not conflicted about it at all. I understand why artists hate AI and why creative people hate AI. There's no human element to it. There's no soul to it. But I can tell that motherfucker 7,000 times what I want, and I need you to tweak this. I need you to tweak that. I need you to tweak that. I need you to tweak that. And it don't get mad. It don't get pissed off. It tolerates my bullshit. And that is the part that will eventually, I think, make AI an attractive thing. Currently, in its current form, most of the people that are doing anything with it are just fucking hacks, that have no real artistic talent. But eventually, I think you see a world where creative people learn to use it as a tool rather than a competition.
I think I couldn't agree with you more. I think that is exactly what eventually it's going to come to, is that it's going to make their jobs easier, and they're going to somewhat embrace it and use it as an outline, and then they're going to put their love on it. That's going to be truly the difference maker on it.
I mean, currently right now we're in the comic convention scene, we're undergoing this thing where at Dragon Con this past weekend, they had a vendor or an artist forcefully removed from the show because they were caught selling AI art. And the art world fucking hates that right now.
It's probably too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon, guy.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of, now there's calls around all of social media for every convention to come out and take a stance against AI art or whatever. And I'm here for it. I'm all about, and we'll eventually craft a fucking policy against it. And
well, you were the czar for a while there.
Yeah. I like AI. I do. And I see it as a useful tool, but I also understand why people fucking hate it.
Do you watch? I don't know if we talked about this before. Do you ever watch South Park?
Now and then.
Tech-Crity. Yeah. Did you watch that
fucking
episode?
Loved it. Yeah.
But I think
it was a new one last night.
May have come out last night, but Tech-Crity was the one. But the hilarious thing about that is it's so true.
Yeah.
That whole little series of jokes that's talking about, that is an incredible idea.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take that and spin it
Yes,
around
it
and get all that? And then,
Yeah.
do you want me to go ahead and put that into a business plan? Let's go ahead and get financing. Do you want to take it global?
Yeah.
That's exactly
That's
what it
exactly
does.
what it
Every
does.
idea, which I love the wife there at the end, whenever she makes that suggestion, which is just fucking ludicrous.
Yeah.
And same thing. That's a great idea.
It is not
Potatoes into salad.
Yeah. Yeah.
French fries into salads.
Yeah. It is not designed to tell you you're a dumbass. And that, to me, is when AI probably gets better at its job, when it's willing to say, it's probably not a good idea, Chief.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll ever get to that point.
Yeah.
I don't think because it has to be addictive.
Well, I think it has to be addictive, and then all you have to do is watch the Sharks.
Yeah.
And how many ideas they've passed on. That's 5 intelligent people that have made billions of dollars off investing in stuff, and how many times they've passed on stuff.
And they passed on Ring doorbell.
And then something like that pops up that just goes absolutely batshit. So I don't know. I think just about most ideas in life really boils down to whoever's driving that ship and the story that they come up with for that particular. Because if just about anything that can be created or is an opportunity for a service or something like that, if somebody can tell a compelling enough story about why that's important and reach enough of the right people, then it's going to be a success. And it doesn't matter if you had 90% of the population that says that is the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. If you got 10% of the population that gets your story that you've put together.
Well, I mean, that's a dream segment of the population for any product ever. God, if you told me I could create anything and get 10% of the fucking population to enjoy it, it's huge. You're sold on anything.
But it's all about, I think we're very niche driven, and yes, everybody wants the new thing that's going to pop, but you always have to kind of start with a niche, and then you hope that niche just gets wider.
Yeah. I hope we don't get to the point where where humanity gets in the way of progress, or where progress tramples humanity. I don't know. It's weird. I'm in a really weird situation with AI because I can definitely see the benefits of it, but I definitely see the plight of people who it's going to eventually displace.
A lot.
Yeah. And I believe it's somewhere we're going to get to a line in the sand where you're going to have to get the fuck on or get the fuck off. Because I don't think no matter how much you hate it, it goes away.
No, it's the new automobile.
Yeah.
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 Well, to speak to that, and it's a little bit, it's probably completely off topic, but it feels like it's in the same realm to me.
Yeah. We always end up talking about AI for some reason.
Yeah. I was reading something the other day that basically in the 1920s, the light industry came up with this, came up with an issue that they called planned obsolescence.
Okay.
And what happened was that in the 20s, all of the light bulb makers got together, 4 or 5 of them, whatever in the hell they were.
Make them last 45 days.
And what they did was that the reason they got together is they had a big problem. Their light bulbs were too good. So they lasted 2,200 kilowatt hours. And they're like, we got to cut this shit in half. And what they did was they all got together and said, okay, we're not going to make anything that lasts longer than 1,000, because then they were forcing repeat business. Yeah. And it's exactly what you see now with appliances, TVs. I mean, think about everything is just made to be a very
nothing's
short
built
period.
to last. And also, nobody works on shit anymore. No. Like, I'm shocked that they're working on that they're going to work on your washer and dryer.
Yeah, I think if it was the fact is it's only 6 months. But
but still, even at that, okay, I got a new washer and dryer from Lowe's the other day. And when it got here, they put a little scratch in it, delivering it. And they just said, fuck it, we'll come back and get it and bring you another one. And the next day, they brought me another fucking washer and took that one out. And it probably went in the dumpster. I'd already washed a load of laundry in it. But
I bet that was not the place I got my stuff from, because they're fighting me tooth and nail.
Yeah, it seems odd that they wouldn't just bring you another one, because it's kind of where I was with the auction company that owed me money. What's it worth to have you pissed off at them? I mean, you just bought it. What was it? $4,000.
$4,000. I also at the same time bought furniture.
Yeah.
You know, so I probably spent about $6,000 to $8,000 with them, and not to mention a year or so ago there was other shit that I got from them. Yeah. So they kept piling on.
I mean, the shit's under warranty from Samsung or whoever. It's like it shouldn't be that big a deal for them to make the customer happy and send that some bitch back. Same time, I hate people who do that shit. So fuck it, I can't.
This place has like 12 locations in our general multi-state area here.
I bet I know who you're talking about.
They got 3 technicians that cover the entire thing.
Well, that is because working on shit is obsolete. I mean, if you're in 1995, if your 36-inch tube TV went bad, there was a guy there in Moorhead where we were. There was a TV repair shop in Moorhead. You could take your TV and that motherfucker would fix it. Try to do that today.
Yes.
Just try.
Not.
Dare you.
Well,
you know.
I think that in this same time frame or that same article or whatever I was watching that was talking about the light was talking about cell phones. And I can't remember what the number, but it was something obscene of like 13 million, 17 million phones are discarded every single day. And there are more phones than there are people in the U.S. or more people in the world. There's more phones.
I believe that.
Than there are people in the world that are active.
Because there's one person that lives in this house, and I bet if you dug around in every drawer here, you'd find 10 phones.
Yeah.
Laying around this house that are just older phones that, you know, and I am not big to go buy a new phone just because a new one came out. I don't do that. But I break them a lot. I'm irresponsible.
Yeah.
I drop them. I break them.
That was another thing they talked about. So one of the things that the cell phone industry did as a whole was that there was this big rise in servicers to basically replace the glass, replace memory. The battery went low. Now what they've done was that whenever they originally designed these, of course, they had little small screws and stuff like that. So they even went so far to take from a regular Phillips head screw, they made it this weird star thing that was only a tool that they could use. The other thing they did was that they went through and they started, that didn't quite keep everybody at bay. So then they started gluing everything together. So then that way you actually had to tear it apart. And then what they did was that if they had something in there that would sense if you took away the glue, then that made the warranty go. Yeah. So it was just like all this shit that they are just doing to intentionally not allow people to have their stuff worked on.
I mean, I get it, but there's a million rabbit holes to go down in that conversation, like, you know, drug patents, and you should know a little bit about that, I guess. But like the dickhead that raised the price of, what was it, the AIDS medication or some shit?
Oh, yeah.
Was it? No, maybe it was insulin. Fuck, I don't remember.
It was insulin, I believe.
Anyway, they jacked the price up of some drug to like unrealistic amount of money and say, you know what, we own the patent, we spent the money to develop it, fuck you, if you want to live, pay me. But so there's, I don't know, there's, like I said, there's a million moral rabbit holes to go down there, because let's talk about cell phones in particular. Nobody is entitled to a cell phone though.
Yeah.
So it's like,
we grew up and never had cell phone until our 20s.
Yeah. So it's hard to, it's not like it's a necessity or whatever. Although in this day and age it pretty much is. But drugs, pharmaceuticals, I see that as... And I think you wouldn't get into the pharmaceutical industry unless you had some... Well, maybe you would. I don't know. I started saying unless you had some desire to help humanity somehow. You wouldn't set out on a mission to, we're going to figure out how to cure cancer. And not have some desire to help humanity as a whole. I don't think. Maybe you would set out, we're going to cure cancer purely to make $1 billion. But
see, the thing is, there's no money in the cure.
No,
that's why
that's
why nothing's ever fucking cured.
There's money in the treatment.
There's a vaccine or there's a treatment, or that to me is always amazing that we have some smart fucking people out there that are well above any pay grade we'll ever think or hope to obtain that are working for these companies, and you can't tell me they couldn't figure out as they're going through working on this genome or whatever to go, ooh, we can.
Oh, if we put a little squirt of ammonia and iodine together on that, it kills that shit.
Yeah. But no, but if we do this,
you drink Windex,
we can have
your
them
brain
on it
dies
for 20
last.
years.
What movie is that? If you're injected with Windex, your brain dies last.
Wow, I don't know what that is.
That's in a movie. I'll have to track it down later. There is a movie about that. But what do you think about, this is on topic but off, okay, Turkey, the country, has emerged as a quote-unquote medical tourism destination. You can go to Turkey for, let's say it's $5,000. I don't know what it costs, but let's say it's $5,000. You can go to Turkey, and over the course of 48 hours, you can have every goddamn test you ever wanted to have ran on yourself. You can get a PET scan, a CAT scan, a CT scan, whatever, an X-ray your balls, they'll inspect your taint. I mean, whatever the hell you want. And they will let you meet with specialists in every field. You say, well, my foot hurts. Okay, you're going to see a podiatrist that day. Your knee hurts. Oh, well, you got it, or whatever. You can do that. And Turkey has emerged as like this top of the line medical place throughout the world. They're cutting edge of most of that shit. What I guess where I'm getting at is, what does it say about the healthcare system in the country we live in that I can go there and in 48 hours get any test I'd ever want ran on myself and get an intelligent doctor to talk to me about the results of those tests?
Yep. I think it says very obviously the truth.
Yeah.
Which our country is way more interested in making money than helping the community and helping the people.
And I think that's probably both, just to keep it out of the political realm, I think that's both sides of the aisle.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a universal thing, is that we'd rather fuck everybody here and make them pay and wait. And I guess that's an insurance company thing, isn't it?
I think that
is that what fucked our system?
I think
when did our healthcare system as a nation get fucked up, I wonder? In our lifetimes, or was it in our parents' lifetimes?
I would definitely say that it was probably from the beginning. There was somebody angling of like, okay, how can we make sure this it makes money? Because I mean, it definitely was in. I think it's from the beginning, because if you look at the pharmaceutical companies and what they were allowed to do through the 80s and 90s and those kind of things, the salespeople, literally, if you were a pharmaceutical salesperson, you could go out and you could basically golf every single day with a physician. You could fly them to Vegas for a weekend to just hang out with them, say the drug once while you're there. That's all fine. That would be all good. So, you had a lot of physicians that were being bought off, or that were more inclined to listen. I would think that most physicians, I don't even think this is a question. I think most physicians are going to try to treat their patients the best that they possibly can.
Yeah, but I think you don't get into that business.
If you have 3 drugs there, and they're all 3 going to do pretty much about the same thing, but this person's took me golfing, took me to Vegas, that's what you're going to write.
That's not legal anymore, right?
No, all that stuff was, by the time that I got into the pharmaceutical industry in the early 2000s, we were pretty much at the end of it. So in other words, we couldn't give out gifts, or our gifts, gifts or whatever, our promotional items. Before promotional item, you could basically bring somebody a set of golf clubs and put your brand on it, and that's okay. By the time it got to me,
now you're not even allowed
lunch.
to give them ink pens.
Yeah. So ink pens, all of that stuff is gone. I know we've talked about that and trying to find some branded items, but
somebody we should have on one of these days is our friend Matt. He can talk about that at length. I don't know. Every time I talk to Matt, it makes me feel dumb though. Like, not on purpose. He don't do it on purpose. It's just like it's just his tone, I think. You know? I leave the conversation going, fuck, I'm dumb. Or what. But anyway, all right. I think we beat this shit to death. Oh, it's true. We did a live. Me and the girls in the office did a live on the con page last year, and it went over really well. We're going to do it a bunch, but I don't know if you and I are ready for live streaming yet. We might. Fuck it. We'll try it one day. Try it on my personal Facebook one day.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're both smart enough to like, okay, we got a different audience potentially.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that at this point, though, you need to realize those people could still be fucking listening to what we're putting out now.
I know. I understand that.
I looked at the numbers the last little bit. I mean, we're into thousands.
I definitely understand that. I do. I just try to don't cross the streams, boss. You know,
Yep.
You know, whatever. I try
the electric's on. Let's not pee into the electric.
Let's not pee on the electric. You ever piss on an electric fence, Ryan?
Many years ago, it's happened. Anybody in Eastern Kentucky's had that happen once.
Yeah, I think everybody I know has done it at least once. It ain't fun. All right. See you later.
Later. And just like that, another episode of Two Guys, Two Questions is in the books.
We laughed. We learned. Well, we mostly just laughed.
Yeah, and if you made it this far, congratulations. You now have random knowledge you never asked for.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. Or don't, but just know if you don't, we're bringing back the squeaky toys.
Oh, it's coming back either way.
Until next time, same two guys, two questions, and absolutely no idea what we're doing.
Perfect.